Hello, my dear students. We are living in the 21st century, and every nation of all the countries around the globe have got 50% of its population as women. Even though this is considered to be a most important thing, when we look into the status of women in the society in most of the countries around the globe, and especially today, this video is going to highlight on the status of women or the problems faced by women in the modern scenario as far as India is concerned. Women are considered as holy symbols in our scriptures. Since the Vedic period onwards, the situation of women were in different angles. But still, even after we got the independence and we are living in the 21st century down here, the abuse and violence against women are present in every society. I mean that it is existing in almost all the boundaries of the culture or the class or anything. And I just want to state here that being a girl or a woman is not so easy, and the issues related with it hinder the growth of a country, and it makes the women feel so inferior. This is because of the reason that gender discrimination is one of the issues that women are facing in India. They are not considered as equal to men, and they are discriminated at the workplace, society, and even at home. And when we compare the urban areas with the rural areas, the women in the rural areas are so pathetic when we look into their conditions. All these are due to various reasons as far as the problems faced by the women in the society is concerned. The ideology in India is that a woman is important, but she cannot be more valuable than a man. Apparently, there are lots and lots of social problems, and like the dowry or the child marriage or the domestic, and recent years the domestic violence is considered to be a silent crime that happens in many places. So coming to the major problems existing among the women in the Indian society, the first and the foremost is the denial of education, which is considered to be the primary problem. So when we look into the educational statistics of women and men taken in the census record, shows that only 65% of the women are educated as far as India is concerned. We can see right from the childhood that the gender roles are prevailing in the society, and there are many restrictions for the girl child which are not applied to the boys, and there existing the gender stereotypes in the society. And the next one is the gender socialization, which says that the society has got the certain types of behavior from the boys and the girls. It is being determined by the society, and it is not decided by every individual. So here the parents also plays a major role. As far as the next problem is the safety problem, and today in India no place is safe for the girls. Even the mother's home is not safe, and the girls are sexually harassed even at the school, and the women are sexually harassed at the workplace, and even the educational institution is not a bar for this. As far as the Indian situation is concerned, recent times the major problem is been happening in the Indian society is for every hour is being raped in the Indian society. This is so pathetic. So next to safety, another important problem being faced by the Indian women. This is not existing in many parts of the world, but as far as India is concerned, the system of dowry is still existing, and there are a lot of cases where the women are tortured and brutally killed at their husband's home in the name of dowry. As far as the dowry system is concerned, at the time of marriage it's a tradition to give goods to their girls at the old days, but later on it turns into demand, and it becomes a great trouble even still now. Female feticide is a major social problem where the girls are considered as financial obligation by their parents, and for that girls are killed even inside the womb due to the fear of dowry by their parents. This is absolutely due to the existence of poverty, which makes the parents to even kill their own child. So the next problem is child marriage, and it is even still existing now. We can't imagine all these problems even still existing, because we are living in this urban areas and all those things, but when we look around the country, most of the people are living in the rural areas, and most of the women are illiterate, and they live in the villages where they don't find any accessibility for them to develop themselves. So the next one is the domestic violence. There are a lot of crimes happening against women and domestic violence, and it's considered to be one among the important crimes that is happening against women in the society. And I have to mention over here that during the COVID pandemic situation, the domestic violence was so high as far as the women is concerned. Even though many laws are even existing there to protect or safeguard the rights of the women, since the women are not so aware of all these laws, it is not making them to live in a safety situation. So the domestic violence takes a number of forms, including the physical or verbal or emotional, economic, reproductive, and even the sexual abuse, the beating, bride burning, acid attack, and many more. So when we hear all these things, we are living in the 21st century, and even though we have lots and lots of communication facilities and other things, the social responsibility of the people is so less. So when a person is being affected by any problem, if the other person who is there along with that person, if they naturally help them, they will not find any trouble. So we say that India is a republic nation, but we can say that due to the existence of this rape and other things, we can call it as a rape public. So the next one is the trafficking, where the girls are kidnapped and sold by their own parents in exchange of money. So these are the major problems faced by women in our country. Now we shall look into the problems faced by the women. As I said before, we just look into what are the major things in a nutshell. The first and the foremost thing is gender discrimination is a very crucial problem in India. Women are ill-treated and considered inferior to men. They are not allowed to enjoy their freedom. Women have been facing several problems for years. They are not allowed to take part in the decision making. The gender discrimination is prevalent in the society where the girls are meant to do the household works only, especially in the rural areas. Many families do not even send the girls to the schools. They marry their daughters at a very small age. Crimes against women have become very common these days, and these issues hinder the progress of women. In turn, it hinders the progress of the whole nation. Women empowerment is considered to be the major solution for all the problems to be curtailed from the society. But still, there are certain barriers for the women empowerment also, which we have to know. The first and the foremost thing is India is a male-dominant nation. That is, a patriarchy is the system of the society. Women have always been considered as weaker than men in the society. They do not enjoy equal rights as men. They are not free to express their opinion on anything. Women's empowerment is about improving the status of the women in the society where the problem exists again. It is important for the progress of the nation. Different barriers become a big problem in the progress of women. And finally, the gender discrimination is a big problem. So people need to understand what women empowerment is. It is all about making women both socially and financially independent. It is a process in which women make their own independent decisions. When women are entitled to decide, it gives them a sense of empowerment and more worth. Providing proper education to a girl child is a main agenda of women empowerment. It also includes educating working women and engaging them in menial jobs. Empowered women can contribute to nation building by joining various organizations. So when the real empowerment of women takes place in the society, this will happen. It helps in improving the standard of life of women in the rural and the metro areas. It helps in preventing the cruel crime of female feticide. It helps in reducing domestic violence and crimes against women. It helps in reducing the gender inequality in the society. The empowerment of women has also brought a lot of economic and social gains. Women empowerment is important for solving societal issues like poverty, unemployment and birth control in India. It helps in securing the rights of women. It helps in achieving the comprehensive growth. Empowered women can contribute to nation building by joining any sector like an army or social service or politics, education, corporate sector. The government should focus especially in the rural areas, since most of the population lives in the villages and the rural areas. So when we see all these things, we should know that even though the society in India has been having a gender discrimination. So when we look into the situation of India since the ancient times to the contemporary times, there are lots of problems for being faced by the women. But still, some of the women have really struggled hard, and they brought out their own skills and abilities, and which in turn led to the development of the nation. So if you look into the pictures of these great women, they are all the inspiring women which will make us to feel empowered. So based on their ideologies and their struggles, or how they faced in the society, we can naturally inspire ourselves, and we can do something for the society as well. So the women empowerment slogans are being over there. You can just have a look at it. You can even formulate your own slogans. So for all these things, the younger generation need to have a brainstorming, and they need to have a societal responsibility. If anybody is in trouble, you need to raise your hands. You need to give out your help for them. Kofi Annan, who was one of the UN Secretary General, he said that there is no tool for development more effective than the empowerment of women. So I hope this video would be of a great help to you people, and just think about all these problems in the society and find out the solutions, and be a safeguarder for the women in the society. Thank you very much for watching.